made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
The Phillies placed a claim on Joaquin Arias. We were trying to place through waivers to send him down to AAA as he did not have any options left. However, luckily this was revocable waivers, so we were able to revoke him and get him back. Now we're going to be able to deal him off to Kansas City for a couple of third base prospects who you'll see we are going to flip in the deal for Manny Machado. I decided to throw these prospects in to kind of make the deal a little bit more fair. So we're going to end up getting Manny Machado. There is a couple concerns that were raised by myself and by a few others about this trade, which I'm going to get into in a sec. But let me just set up this gameplay. This is a gameplay against the San Francisco Giants, the first gameplay of Season 3 of the Miami Marlins franchise. And you can see we have started out 10-5, so a very quick start for the Marlins. Maybe making the playoffs this year. I think that's an attainable goal. We'll see as the season goes on. Obviously, a lot depends on injuries. Now, if Giancarlo Stanton goes down or Matt Moore goes down, it's going to be a little bit harder to make the playoffs, but I think we can make the playoffs. I really do. I mean, we started out 10-5. It means that the simulation is kind of recognizing that we are a talented team. I think I play pretty well with this team. A few things you're going to notice. This is going to be the first game I play with a new pitching camera. So a lot of you guys always ask me like why I use the catcher pitching camera, which like I don't know. I always just used it. That's what I used on all the old games, and I've always just stuck with it. But I decided to switch it up to use the like one of the back views. It's like it's kind of angled, which I kind of like. It looks a little bit cooler than some of the regular ones. But anyway, so let me talk about the Manny Machado trade. A few concerns. The first concern was one I raised, is the fact that we have only one lefty on our regular starting lineup now with Rob Brantley. Dirks, he plays against right-handed pitchers with DHs, but he only bats 9, so it only gives us 2 lefties. So I don't know if that's going to be the biggest problem in the world, but it is something to kind of keep an eye out for. I don't think it'll be a huge problem because it is just a video game, and usually those things don't translate into games like this. If you guys watch Ryan, the sports GM, or Ryan, or whatever you want to call him, he just won the World Series with the Houston Astros, and I think he had 8 right-handed batters and a switch hitter in his lineup as his like full-time lineup. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but it's just something to look an eye out for. Here's Machado's first at bat. He's actually going to come up huge for us. He's going to get
around third and being waved on home.
a 2-run triple, driving in Yasiel Puig and Jorge Soler. So huge at bat by Machado there. But yeah, that's the first concern that I thought of, was the lack of left-handed hitting in our lineup. We'll see if that becomes a problem later on. If so, it is something we can address. But for now, I think it's okay. It's just something to keep an eye out for. And the second problem was raised by one of my subscribers. Kevin Shaughnessy is his YouTube name. He's he's a good sub. I talk to him on Twitter a lot and stuff. And he's very insightful about these things. And he talked about how, or he mentioned how it's going to be hard to re-sign all of these guys. Now, you guys do know that I do have Jacob Turner locked in for 2 more years. Puig is locked in for 2 more years. Fernandez is locked in for 5 more years, slightly more expensive. Sano, same thing, 5 years, kind of expensive, but not too expensive. Miguel Sano, or not Sano, Soler is locked in for 5 years, a little bit more expensive. Sano is the one that we're going to have to look to re-sign after the season, as well as I can't pronounce this name, but it's like Aroldis Chapman. I always say Arlotis, but I know it's like Arlotis. I don't know. I'm just going to say Arlotis Chapman. So yeah, we're going to have to re-sign Arlotis Chapman. That's going to be a big contract. We'll see how big that ends up being. And then we're also going to have to re-sign Manny Machado and Miguel Sano. Now, Machado might hit arbitration, which would be kind of bad for us. If I could lock him into a long-term extension, though, I'd be really happy. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to try and give him a contract similar to the range of what I gave Jose Fernandez last year. This is a misplay by Giancarlo Stanton. Bad play right there by him. That is going to go down. It probably actually went down as a double. Stupid MLB doesn't know what an error is. But anyway, so that is the main thing that I'm a little bit concerned about. I think it's something we'll get to when we get there. But like I said, this might be a playoff team. I mean, and if that means we might be financially restricted a little bit later on, if it means we can get to the playoffs right now and we can maybe even contend for a World Series, I'm fine with it. Because in baseball is such a sport that when you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Oh, wild card teams win the World Series all the time if they get in on the last day. Look at the 2007 Colorado Rockies. I know they didn't end up winning it, but they had to go 17-3 down the stretch to make the playoffs. They ended up going all the way to the World Series. So baseball is such a sport that if you get in, anything can happen. And if getting Manny Machado helps us make the playoffs right now, then I think it's fine if we're gonna have to worry about the cap a little bit, or not the cap, but you know what I mean. We're gonna have to worry about our budget a little bit going further. We also do get those budget increases every year, so we'll see if that helps us out. Matt Moore's locked in for another like 3 years. That's good. Castro's locked in at a substantial contract. He is tradable too. I really felt like if I had to trade someone due to contracts, I think it would be Starlin Castro. As great as he has been for us, I think it'd be just as easy to acquire a little bit of a cheaper shortstop. But we'll get to that when we get there. I'm not trying to plan ahead too far or anything. Let's get into this gameplay. As you can see, that is going to be an RBI single for, I believe that was Brandon Belt, but I wasn't paying too much attention. Yeah, it looks like Brandon Belt. So now there are 2 runners on with 2 outs, and that's Brendan Crawford up. He's going to bloop this one into right field, but Stanton is there to make the running catch. So he comes up big for us right there. Matt Moore really did not have his A-game stuff today. He wasn't, you know, the Matt Moore, the ace that we all think of him as. But here, I don't know if you noticed earlier in the gameplay episode, but Matt Moore got on with a single. It was a bunt single because Brandon Belt missed the tag on him, and now he gets a bloop single, so he goes 2 for 2. That was pretty good. Anyway, Matt Moore would end up going 6 strong, though. He's going to be able to strike out Buster Posey right here on that slider inside. So gets out of the jam. Like I said, didn't really have his A game today, but he didn't have his A stuff, so to say. But he was able to, you know, work with what he had. And he was pretty successful. He went 6 innings, only allowed 2 runs. Yasiel Puig is going to try and help him out, get some insurance right here. It's 3-2 Marlins on top. Puig gets on with a base hit. Puig mania in Miami, not LA. And that would be it for Matt Cain. Jeremy Affeldt would come in for the San Francisco Giants. The lefty specialist being used in a bit of a different role right here. Had a very bad ERA so far this year, and today is not going to help him out. On the hit and run, I'm going to actually end up holding Puig at second, but Jorge Soler gets a base hit. He has been streaking. He's on a 9-game hit streak now as of today, if you count this game. He's hitting over 400. Great start to the season for him. Machado up once again. This time he swings and misses. The ball gets away, but it looks like Puig is going to be thrown out at third base, so bad mistake right there. But Soler does move up to second base, so we still have a runner on second. Machado's still up. Can he come up big once again? Well, not if Brendan Crawford has anything to say about it. He makes a sensational play throwing Machado out of first base. However, Soler does move up to third, but there are 2 outs, so that doesn't help us out too much. The next batter is Miguel Sano. You know how he hits lefties so hard. He's going to do it once again, not using that power, but he does get a nice little base hit up the middle, or not up the middle, between the first and second baseman. He's really starting to improve his average a little bit, which is good. He kind of came up as a pure power hitter, and now he's starting to develop. He's starting to learn how to hit the ball, which is good. So here he's going to get picked off. I wasn't too upset about this because I didn't want Matt Moore to come up that inning, or yeah, I didn't want him to come up that inning, so I wasn't too mad about Sano getting picked off. I figured I would try to steal second with him, and if he got thrown out, then whatever. I'll have John Buck lead it off next inning, because I wanted Moore to pitch 1 more inning, and he did so, and he strikes out. I believe that was Brendan Crawford right there, or Blake DeWitt, one of the 2. And that would be it for Matt Moore. He ends up going 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and 7 Ks. And you can see some notable performances right there. Here's Jim Henderson on the mound for the 7th. He's going to get this batter to fly out to center field. So Jim Henderson and Steve Delabar are really going to continue to show how strong our bullpen really is. So that was Henderson's part of the 7th. Here comes Steve Delabar in for the 8th. Bottom 8, it looks like Hunter Pence is up. Pence is going to ground this one to the catcher, John Buck, and Buck's going to throw on to Sano at first for the out. So really our bullpen getting the job done. The Giants, on the other hand, not as much. Heath Hembry would come in, one of their top prospects. He has had a great start to the year. He's a guy I almost traded for last season instead of getting our Lotus Chapman. But Manny Machado, he is going to continue his strong day. He hits this to deep straightaway center field, and that is gone. 399 feet plus. What a great shot by Manny Machado. I'm so excited to have him in our lineup. He's one of my favorite players in baseball. Just so smart, such a high baseball IQ, knows how to play the game, can play multiple positions, and he's a great addition to the team. He's a pure hitter, and I know he's really going to help out. So Miguel Sano up, he's going to hit this one down the right field line, short corner there, and right. It'll be fielded by Pence, and Pence is actually going to hold Sano to a single. So a bit disappointing there, we couldn't get extra bases, but we will take the base runner, as we do have a decent part of our lineup coming up. John Buck is up here, top 9, still no outs, and that is going to be lined over the second baseman's head into this deep triangle out here in San Francisco, almost 421 feet, and Sano is going to score easily. Buck will be held at second, and we would end up scoring another run, extending our lead to 6-2. Later in the inning now, Mike Aviles is going to pinch hit, and for our pitcher spot, his first at bat that I've used him as a Miami Marlin. He's going to hit this one back up the middle for a base hit. This will be fielded by Jacoby Ellsbury. He's going to fire home, and he's going to throw out John Buck, who's obviously he's a catcher. He's not that fast. He's old. It was silly of me to send him there, but I was just like, freaking YOLO. Who cares? Anyway, so that's our first out of the inning. Starlin Castro up the 0-1 count to him. Castro's going to line this one to the second baseman. Fire on to short for the double play as we caught Mike Aviles taking a little bit of, or he kind of jumped the gun there. I thought that was going to get over the second baseman's head, so I already sent him. Anyway, Jordan Swaggerty, our Rule 5 draft pick, is going to come on to pitch the ninth, as this is no longer a safe situation. Swaggerty is one of our middle relievers. He's had a good start to the season, and he's going to continue right here. He's going to get pinch hitter Angel Pagan to ground out to Solano at second. Throw on to first is in time, and that is going to wrap up this ball game. So Matt Moore gets the win. Matt Cain will be charged with the loss, and a great win for the Miami Marlins. We improved to 11-5. And it's just a great start for the team. I'm really excited. Like I said, I think this could be a playoff team if guys develop correctly throughout the season. And, you know, who knows? The potential for this team, the sky's the limit, and we'll see, you know, where that goes. But anyway, that's when I'm just going to wrap this ball game. So I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and so I'm out. Peace.